Hey, what's up everybody, Tommy T999 here, back with some more Supreme League of Patriots. This is episode 1, part 3. We've managed to transcribe all of the interviews for Sam, and we're now off to the America's Got Superpowers auditions.
That dude with the blue hair is creeping me out.
He does look a bit like Ivan Drago's bigger, tougher brother.
Excuse me.
Da?
Did he just call me stupid?
He didn't say duh, he's Russian. He said da, it means yes. Don't be so stupid.
Do you speak English?
Da.
See? Like a native.
Are you here for the auditions as well?
Da.
Will you stop asking him yes-no questions?
Da. I mean, yes. Sorry. Are you the only contestant here? Aren't there any other superheroes or villains?
Oh sure, this skinny woman in red costume around somewhere. He keep going outside to take phone calls.
Perhaps she's moonlighting for a taxi company.
Have you seen any other superheroes today?
One other, very strange man. He keep looking at me funny. He go for fresh air.
Fresh air, huh? Mel, if you were looking for a bit of fresh air, where would you go?
Iowa.
He say something about park, east of here. You really going to look for him?
Why not? It never hurts to check out the competition.
Rather you than me.
What made you decide to enter the contest?
If I win contest, they have to give me green card so that I can fulfill contractual obligations.
Why do you want to leave Russia?
I hope to defect. I belong to FSB in Moscow.
What position? Do you play in goal?
It's not football team, it's new name for KGB.
So why do you want to defect?
When I was senior agent in KGB, during Cold War, I was expected to kill anyone who disagreed with Soviet government.
And you didn't want to kill people?
Of course I wanted to kill people. How do you think I became senior agent in KGB?
So then why leave?
It's boring. Nothing left to do. Since Cold War ended, Russian Secret Service have not much work.
Surely Russia must still have enemies.
Not many. You Americans and British keep invading countries and pissing people off. People forget all the shit we used to pull.
Do you know any other supervillains?
Just because I am Russian means I must be villain. You Americans are always so quick to judge.
Actually, I suspect it was the love of killing people when you were in the KGB that tipped him off.
It's fair point.
So, do you know anyone?
I used to date Magma Maiden.
Was she hot?
In every sense. She melted my heart.
That must have been a steamy affair.
Da, but we had to stop seeing each other.
Why?
After a while, her magma core started to melt the ice core of my body whenever she was in close proximity. I had to start wearing this waterproof costume to stop myself melting from inside out.
Sounds nasty.
Da, After a while, I was like walking snow cone. Nobody wants limp superhero.
Least of all a fiery redhead.
Do you have any real superpowers?
Of course. During Cold War, Soviet Union have many secret weapons programs. Soviet scientists were best in world.
Well, they didn't manage to successfully brainwash anyone, did they? Not like the Yanks did with MK Ultra.
Soviet brains harder to wash.
So what type of powers do you have?
All of my powers related to ice.
Why ice?
Research was carried out in a remote Russian village called Oymikron. You ever been to Oymikron?
I'd have to check my passport.
Is no need for sunscreen. Average temperature minus 15.
Sounds a bit like Buffalo.
Is horrible place. No work, no social life, nothing to do. Landscape is bleak and inhospitable. It's arsehole of entire country.
Sounds a lot like Buffalo.
Can you spray out a stream of ice in front of you and then surf along it?
Yet, I can spray ice, but cannot surf on it. I have very poor sense of balance.
How come?
I got hit in the head a lot when I was stunt double in Rocky 4.
See? I knew it.
I think I have ice-based superpowers too.
What make you say that?
When I hold an ice cube in my hands, it melts. Do you think that means I have special powers?
No, that just means you're special, mate. Very special.
I wanted to talk about something else.
Suit yourself.
I should go.
Then go. I'm not stopping you.
Hi, I'm here for the audition.
Name?
Kyle Keever.
I need your superhero name, not your real name.
A bloody good superhero you're gonna make. You've only been in the costume 5 minutes and you've already given your secret identity away.
I was going to call myself the Perfect Patriot.
Well, that doesn't seem very appropriate. Your costume is a mess. You'll have to think of something else.
Right now? Can I think of a name after I do the audition?
Sorry, but the rules are clear. You have to have your superhero name before you go on stage. In the event that you get through to the boot camp, the production company can have your name trademarked by the time you get back off stage.
Oh well. In that case, how about... How about Pimp Daddy Patriot?
You are dressed like a pimp, but I'm afraid we're making a conscious effort to play down the pimp and streetwalker themes this year.
Why is that?
Channel 7 have ordered a pilot for America's Got Hose.
The incredible Dr. Farty Pants.
You're not taking this seriously, are you?
Hey, you try sharing an apartment with the big fella and then tell me it's not an appropriate name.
Can I get back to you?
Oh, sure. I have nothing better to do than sit here all afternoon waiting for you to come up with a name that isn't either pathetic or borderline illegal.
Thanks.
That's what we figured.
You can't go on stage until you help me complete your application form.
Oh, I have a hole in my pocket, and a dollar coin dropped out and rolled onto the stage.
If you try to get past me without the correct paperwork again, Guajalote, some other objects from your pants are going to drop out and roll across the floor.
Okay, you never know when it might come in handy.
On the contrary, I know exactly when it comes in handy.
I'll take this with me. It might come in handy.
You haven't got a date with Sean Young, have you?
It's a thermostat. Its current setting is ice cold.
That's cooler than being cool.
Hey there.
Oh, excuse me. Hi.
Are you here for the auditions?
In a manner of speaking, yes. They call me the Bleeding Heart on account of my political activism.
My name's Kyle.
Just Kyle? That's not a very superhero-ish name.
Well, I was going to be called the Perfect Patriot, but that was before the dye ran in my costume.
How did you manage that?
You know how everything comes out at 40 degrees with Sudzo Biological?
So the advert says.
He found several substances which don't.
Spermicide, pizza sauce, and ant killer.
Under what possible circumstances could you come into contact with all three of those at the same time?
I was trying to come up with recipes for new cocktails.
You haven't lived until you've tasted a barren malignant transfusion. And you may never live again if you drink the whole thing.
Have you seen any other superheroes here?
Or supervillains.
There was a guy here earlier, but he went out to get some fresh air. There's a park a couple of blocks east of here. You'll probably find him there.
So why do you want to win America's Got Superpowers?
To be honest, I'm having a bit of a crisis of confidence. I'm hoping that taking part in the contest will reinvigorate my passion for superheroism.
You said you were having a crisis of confidence. What caused it?
Sometimes I think I only got into the business because of my father.
Was he a superhero too?
No, he was a cop. I come from a family full of Irish cops.
But you're not a cop?
No. No, I'm not. Fighting crime was the family business, though, so it was a natural progression for me.
So if your heart's not in it, why don't you quit and go back to whatever you did before?
I couldn't. It would feel like a betrayal of everything my father stood for. I would be letting him down.
I'm sure he'd understand if you explained it to him.
Not likely. He's got Irish Alzheimer's. He forgets everything except the grudges.
The lady at the desk says I need a proper superhero name in order to audition. What do you think I should call myself?
Remember that superheroes can be very well known. Millions of people will know you by this name. So be sure to pick something which won't age or go out of fashion.
Yeah, we all remember what happened to Captain Cabbage Patch.
Remember, I was the one who had to scrape him off the pavement.
It should also be something descriptive, something which tells people who you are.
But not too descriptive. I mean, don't call yourself Captain Allergic to Cat Hair or something that's going to come back and bite you in the arse.
So what sums you up, Kyle?
I'm proud to be an American. That's why I wanted to call myself the perfect patriot.
Well, that's something to work with. Everybody loves a patriot.
Only he doesn't look very perfect anymore, does he? Instead of red, white and blue, he's all shades of violet.
Well, call yourself the Purple Patriot then.
That's a pretty obvious name.
You're not exactly inconspicuous in that outfit, mate. It's perfect.
You look more like a proper superhero than most of these guys. Do you have real superpowers?
In fact, I do. I have super strength, X-ray vision, and flight. All the usual stuff.
Can you leap tall buildings in a single bound?
There's really not much call for that. Most of the time, it's easier to just go around.
How did you get your superpowers?
When I was a young girl, we went back to Ireland for a vacation. While I was there, I kissed the Blarney Stone. I don't know quite what happened, but I started developing these special powers soon after that.
Get off. Next you'll be telling us you got special powers when a leprechaun asked you to rub his shillelagh.
X-ray vision sounds way cool. Can you see through everything?
You're asking if I can see through clothing, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can, but I make a conscious effort not to abuse my powers.
I don't think I have as much willpower as you. If Ultimate Vengeance Girl were here right now, I couldn't stop myself taking a peek.
I said I can see through clothing, not silicone.
Bitch slapped.
Can you see through my costume right now?
Like I said, I make a conscious effort not to. Sometimes it's easier than others.
Being able to fly must be the ultimate superpower.
And really useful when you run out of milk late at night.
Well, you'd be surprised how rarely you actually need it when fighting crime. Invisibility or super speed would be much more useful.
But you can get to the scene of crimes really quick.
And avoid getting stuck in the crosstown traffic when it's lunchtime and everyone's racing to get to the stage deli.
It definitely has its uses. Of course, you have to agree to certain rules to get your superhero license when you have the power of flight.
Really? Like what?
Like always landing before answering a call of nature.
Let's talk about something else.
By all means.
I should go. I have an audition to pass.
Good luck.
About my superhero name.
Yes.
I've decided to call myself the Purple Patriot.
That's a dreadful name.
He's a dreadful superhero.
Well, I suppose it is descriptive.
And you're not exactly overloaded with quality applicants this afternoon.
This standard has dropped a little this year.
I can't help thinking that last year's winner getting eviscerated live on air at his victory parade by Captain Kit Katana might have put one or two people off.
It was so sad. He didn't even have time to release his album of R&B covers.
Fine, you can go in. But if anyone asks how you got past me, I'll claim that you chloroformed me, okay?
Yeah. Just like every girl who ever went to bed with me.
So that's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe this video on my channel, and I'll be back very, very soon with some more videos.